I'm Ronnie.
I'm Alma.
And life is good today. You got that right, baby. Life is good every day with you. And today we are Project Speedo. Walk around Bowling Springs, maybe even a little bit of history today, and just try to figure out what's what. Y'all ready? Let's go on a history tour. This home right here was built like 1906. So it's been around for quite a few years, no doubt about it. Our landlord lives there. And this is what we do just about every day at Project Speedo. We walk around our beautiful little town. We get out here and stroll, get some steps in, and just have fun doing it. Okay, you can see this house, which was right beside the other house. This house right here was built in 1902. I like old houses. I like the looks of them.
They've got character.
They got character. Absolutely. All right, let's continue our walk. As you can see, we're here on the campus of Gardner-Webb University. You know, this is where the town's namesake is located.
Pretty much the heart of the town.
The heart of the town. I mean, but as you can see, beautiful.
One of the more expensive universities.
You're correct, baby. I mean,
Which is my alma mater. I am.
That's right. She's a bulldog. Running Bulldogs.
I'm still paying for it after 18 years.
So I looked at possibly getting my master's here, and it was going to cost me about $20,000 for 1 year.
10 months.
Yeah, you're right. 10 months. It ain't even a whole year, but you know. All right, guys, you can see right there, that is our town's namesake right there, the Bowling Spring.
It says natural springs have always been a gathering place, or gathering places, when people began selling this. No.
Natural springs have always been gathering places. When people began settling this area in 1843, many flocked to these bubbling springs for picnics, campaign speeches, and even as a site for paying taxes. For that reason, this settlement became known as Bowling Springs. The Bowling Springs High School opened in 1905, and in 1911, O. Max Gardner introduced a legislative bill to incorporate the town of Bowling Springs, North Carolina. So there you go. And here it is. The town's namesake, right here. The Bowling Springs. It's not bowling, it's not bubbling, it's not doing much of anything, but it's still here after all those years. And you can see, I mean, you look at, it's just beautiful right here. So I mean, you know, you can see why people would have came here and had picnics and gathered, and you know, so 1843, and I think it was around 1850 that the very first Bowling Springs Baptist Church was built not far from here. It's here, originally it was here on the campus of the university, and then it burned down, so they moved to another location, and then they moved to another location. It's like five different buildings they've had. I think the current one, which we may be able to see on our journey, I'm not sure, but you know, it's and if you come down here, what we call the duck pond, you may see some ducks
And geese.
and geese. They, you know,
And they're kind of hungry because there's no one here to feed them.
sometimes we have in the past brought bread to feed them, but you got to watch it. You'll get attacked.
They're aggressive.
So of course, that was our little stroll around the duck pond. I mean, that's where the boiling spring feeds into the duck pond, and it just makes a great place to come and stroll and enjoy nature and the beautiful, just peaceful place to walk. Now, I'm not exactly sure, but I think the first Bowling Springs Baptist Church was somewhere in this area. Right in this area somewhere, not 100%. Down yonder is the Paul Porter Arena. That's where they play basketball. Down there on that end is the football field and soccer field. Right there is the observatory. Over here on the back side of these tennis courts is the softball field. And of course, like I say, here's the tennis courts. And back off in the distance, you can see out there is the baseball field. But this is on the other side of the campus, and you know, it's just a nice area to walk. And I'm not sure if you can see it or not behind those tennis courts. Let's see if I can zoom in. But way back there is the current Bowling Springs Baptist Church. So it all started with a little bitty building somewhere in the area, then moved. All right, baby, what's this little building right here?
I'm not sure what it was originally, but my mom went to school here when it was Crest High School, and then later it became Boiling Springs Elementary School, which is where I went to kindergarten through fourth grade. And then later it became the Boiling Springs Town Hall. It was Town Hall for quite a few years. Behind it was the police department, but they built a new town hall about a year or so ago.
Yeah.
And then Gardner-Webb bought it, and it's a Gardner-Webb facility now.
That it is, baby. I mean, you know, Gardner-Webb University, I mean, they own a lot of property here in town, but, you know, the good thing about that is they keep it beautiful here. So you get some small towns that, you know, or but not here. Bowling Springs, it is a beautiful town. All right, guys, as you can see, across the street there is the old cemetery for Bowling Springs Baptist, which was right there in that building. That was like, I don't know, the third or fourth church. I think it was the fourth church, but of course that's the old cemetery for the town. And on the original brick, entrance there, it says circa 1770s. So I mean, it's been around for a lot of years, and you can imagine there's a lot of the founding families that were buried there, and Gardner-Webb College teachers and professors buried there. I mean, like I said, this right here was one of the Bowling Springs churches, and after they decided to build a new church, which I think is the present location, of course, Gardner-Webb purchased this church. And as you can see, here's a little information on it. So, like I said, at first it was a Bowling Springs High School, which was founded in 1905. Then it became a junior college up until 1971, and then since 1993 it's been a university. But as you can see, across the road is the Bowling Springs Museum. It is currently closed, and I think it has been since the COVID-19, but that building there has been there since 1910, and it's been a general store, it's been the post office for a while and other things, but now it's the museum. There's a plaque on the wall that says that the author W.J. Cash, who was from Bowling Springs and actually the son of the first town mayor, wrote part of his novel in there. Now, which novel, I don't know, but you'll have to look it up. Check him out. And right there's where I get my hair cut. And right here is the current location of our Bowling Springs post office. And right beside it is a little Italian restaurant, which is housed in the former Bowling Springs movie theater. The movie theater was built in 1950. You could go to the theater then and watch a movie, get you some popcorn, some candy, and a drink for $1. Imagine that if you could do that today, baby. $1, see a movie, popcorn, drink, and candy. Lord, I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? So of course, you know, you go inside that Italian restaurant, the floor is still sloped where it slopes down to where the screen was. And right there on that wall, you see that big old exhaust fan from the kitchen? Every day I walk by this place, it's tough on a guy that's on a diet and trying to get exercise in. And you know, walking up here Main Street, a lot has changed over the years, but as you can see, we still have one of those old-timey barber shops right here. Now of course I don't get my hair cut there. I showed you where I got my hair cut at, but here's one of them old-timey barber shops. You can see right there at the Dirt Dog Laundry, you can do your clothes. I mean, not many towns have laundromats anymore, but we got this college. I mean, I don't know how to stay in business. You know them college kids ain't washing their clothes. They run around, they away from home. They got stinky drawers, all I can say. Now you can see this old little textile mill. It's closed down, been closed down for years, like many of the textile mills in the area and in the country. But Boiling Springs has always just, it's never had too much industry or anything like that. It's always been the college and restaurants and small businesses and, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, they're building up all the time. It's growing, it's growing. I mean, we just got alcohol sales this past year. We're going to get us an O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Of course, there's the fire station. Them boys work hard, keeping us safe. And of course, you see down through there, we got a Dollar Tree and a Bojangles. I mean, we big time. Woo! That old house there, I believe, that house was built in the late 1800s, 1880s or something like that. But you can see there, it's been in disrepair for a lot of years, and they're finally tearing it down. I'm just wondering if maybe they're going to build something there. Not sure. I mean, I believe I saw in the paper where they're going to, there's like 5 or 6 or 7 different businesses opening up in Boiling Springs this year. I know the auto parts store was one of them, and this little drive-through store, the Grab and Go here, that's just opening up. It's another one. We had a bakery that opened up.
Probably won't reopen.
And yeah, COVID-19 hit it pretty hard. I mean, it was just starting out.
Businesses have a hard enough time here due to the fact that it's such a small town, and it's not really on the way to anything. You have to come out of the way to come to this town. So businesses
unless you're going to the college. I mean, yeah. So it's hard for anything to make it in this town, but we've been around for quite a while. We're going to stay. This house here, another one of the older homes still left in the town. It was built around 1925 or so.
And recently come up for sale, and we actually considered buying it.
We did, but
and it's gorgeous inside.
It is beautiful.
It has the most character. Like we said, old houses have a lot of character, but it was a whole lot of house for us, and The old houses have their problems.
Exactly right, baby. I mean, you know, when you buy older homes, you got to deal with different problems. That's just the way it is. But this little area right here, which is what I call on the getting close to the city limits, this area here has some older homes. You see this white house here, it's got a plaque on the wall that says 1865. I did a little research and some records for the county says 1877, but what's a couple years? I mean, it's still an old house. I mean, I may be wrong, but I believe some of the founding families, of course, the Hamricks own that house. I know if we pan out here, you can see that old building. That was a Hamrick building, and
Used to be a general store.
that building there used to be the home of Hamrick O'Shield's John Deere place. So the Hamricks are a very prominent family in Bowling Springs, and hard to read what the sign says that's been painted on and faded over the years, but it says established 1875, C.J. Hamrick and Sons. So I'm not exactly sure. It's probably the general store at some point in time. I'm sure this little Crossroads was very prominent back in the day. And if you take a look at that mural right there, another little history lesson, which is more recent, I guess, but you see the cyclist. I mean, back in, it was 1996 Summer Olympics, they did these cycling time trials here. I don't know exactly which races or anything like that, I'm not, but I do know that it was cycling. I actually volunteered for that, and I got paid a Bojangles biscuit and a t-shirt. I mean, you can't beat that. All I had to do was stand on the road and point the cyclists in the right direction. I mean, that's pretty good pay, right? Now, if we look right here, this home here, which is on the opposite corner of the home that was built in 1865, 1877. This is also an old home. This house right here was built in 1882, and if you so well desire, I mean, the house is for sale. I mean, right there's the sign, there's the number. It's a beautiful town. I mean, hey, if you got the money and you want to live in Bowling Springs, North Carolina, right there's you an old home. And not only is it an old home, but it's got attached buildings out here. Well, not attached, detached buildings out here that are workshops. So, I mean, you get a lot for your money. And guess what? Right across the street, bam, the Mexican restaurant. I mean, you can't go wrong living beside a Mexican restaurant. I mean, Mexican food, that's some awesome stuff right there now. That is a big house. I need to look up the date on that house too. So as you can see, we're right here at the Boiling Springs city limit. I mean, on our daily walks, when we come this way, we go down, right down there to the end of the sidewalk, where the sidewalk ends, and then we turn around and we head back toward town. I mean, it's about, I believe from our house, I believe from our house to the end of the sidewalk there is 1 mile. And then of course, we add other routes in there, but
You go to the other side of town.
yeah, we used to go, well, to the other end of the sidewalk on the other side. And sometimes we walk through part of the campus and all that. So we try to get, what we're trying to get, baby, at least 10,000 steps a day.
Yes.
4 to 6 miles. You know, when we get on this cruise ship in October, we want to be a little bit fitter. We want to be more fit than we are now, of course. And, you know, maybe even get into a Speedo.
Not me.
Alma says she ain't getting no Speedo, so I guess that means I have to get in one. I don't know about all that. So of course, here's our, you know, post office, and Boiling Springs, North Carolina, 28017. Well, you only have a Boiling Springs address if you have a P.O. box. If you do not have a post office box, yeah, you're right, baby, or business, you don't have a Boiling Springs address, you have a Shelby, North Carolina address, because they don't have any rural mail route. So also, we'll look down there at that green awning. That is Turner Trucking headquarters. Of course, beyond that green awning is the new town hall, but Turner Trucking is one of the main businesses, or a big business here in Boiling Springs, and employs a lot of truckers. And let me just say, it's very lucrative. Talmadge Turner built a house on the outskirts of town. I mean, it's like a mansion. That sun gun, they imported marble from France and Italy and all kinds of tile. I mean, we're talking like $4.5 million house down there. I mean, now we don't live in nothing like that, but maybe one day, you never know. So there's the one stoplight. We're back here, right here on the Gardner-Webb campus again. I mean, it's might as well call just about the whole center of town here at the Gardner-Webb campus, because you got it on one side of the road, you got it on the other side of the road. I mean, but like I say, I'm very thankful that Gardner-Webb is here and thriving, and you know, they keep this town looking great. I mean, there's always somebody on a lawnmower, cutting grass, they're planting plants. I mean, they're always keeping it looking pretty around here. And whew, I mean, we on our journey home. I mean, we've been walking for, I don't know, hour and a half or so. And now we've taken it a little easier today, because we've been trying to show some of our beautiful town, and of course, you know, a little history to boot. I mean, but hey, don't quote me on any of the facts that I put in this video. I may be wrong. I mean, it was just a quick search through, you know, the internet, so you never know. I could have things wrong, but it is a beautiful town. That's something that I know I'm correct about. So alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, I sure did enjoy, you know, making it. You know, not only did I get my walk in, I also got to show y'all some of our little hometown. So I mean, again, if you liked the video, please subscribe, comment, you know, hit them thumbs up button, you know, the notification bell for future videos, and you know, do all that stuff, alright? Whew. And as you can see, there's that little red roof house that's where we started at. So, of course, we're going into here. Alright, I'm Ronnie, and life is good today. And until next time, we'll be seeing you.